My name's Christina Welton, and I'm the fourth generation of the Brown family to have the honor of being the starter for the Boston Marathon. My great-grandfather, George V. Brown, was actually a resident of Hopkinton, Massachusetts. He was integral in forming the marathon. I hope to see any of you there. If you happen to see me, say hi. On the morning of the race, you're going to find that Hopkinton will be full of energy. Everyone is tremendously excited to be here. You're going to run with people on this course, and you're going to see them throughout the whole 26 miles. Ask people where they're from, because you're going to be surprised. We've got people from all over the world. Everyone who's running this race will be crossing the same starting line and will be running the same 26 miles. So you will be competing just like the most elite athletes in the world. Take the time to enjoy that. That's a major accomplishment. And definitely enjoy your race.
To me, it's one of the greatest feelings in the world. When you're standing in the starting corral, close your eyes, take a minute, and just think about all the miles and all the hours that you put in. There's a lot more time and dedication and effort that goes into getting to that start line than it goes into getting to the finish line. Start off easy. Just make sure that you feel like whatever the pace is, it's an easy effort for you. Don't spend any energy or any time zigzagging through people the first few miles, because it's all burnt matches at the end of the day that you're going to need later on. The downhill is free speed, so you shouldn't be working harder on the downhill. You should actually be working easier. You can still hit your goal pace, whatever that may be, 6 minutes or 10-minute miles, while keeping a lower effort level, because if you feel it at any point like you're working hard during the first 6 miles, you're definitely going to be in trouble later.
Because you have so much pent-up energy and you've been waiting so long to run, and because this is the Boston Marathon, your tendency is to think, okay, I'm gonna really let it loose, I'm gonna let the burners out, and I'm gonna let myself fly. But if you go too fast between 6 and 15, it's gonna be a misery. You wanna pace yourself. You wanna feel good, you wanna get your measure, and you wanna pull yourself in. When you're feeling great, you have to hold back so that it feels too easy almost. I work the hydration station, which is where we give out Gatorade Endurance. Many people don't drink that much until they get to about 5-6 miles. And lots of times people don't really want to stop because they're kind of in a zone. And we say, you gotta hydrate now, you gotta drink now. It's a long day. Drink early, drink often, and keep hydrated.
So this is actually a really good stretch of the course because it kind of lets you take a step back and just sort of think through most of the course and what you want to do for the next half. You don't need to pick up the pace. You just sort of really need to stay as relaxed and as controlled as possible so the next couple miles, as things are going to start to get pretty interesting. And once you get to Native Commons, there's a big church to your left, and you really do feel like you're in a stadium and there's people all the way around you, like 360-degree, people screaming and yelling, and it's very unique. Most of the course, you really have people on one side or the other side. It's really, really cool. And once you're past that section of the course, there's not a lot of crowd support, but then pretty quickly you start hearing the roar from Wellesley College, and it's really fun because it definitely gives you a big boost after sort of a quiet stretch.
I've been living in Wellesley for the last 8 years and went to Boston College. The marathon's gone through my whole life, and I've run Boston 28 times. You know, for 28 years, it's a long time, I suppose. The halfway mark is the halfway point physically of the race. It's probably the heart of the race. It's a quintessential New England town. A lot of it, you're running through history. And by the time you hit the 12-mile mark, you'll start to hear the students at Wellesley College. A long time ago, they used to let the students be on both sides of the street, so it really had more of a tunnel effect at that point. Now it's kind of more like a screen wall, but it is one of the most exciting miles on the course. Soak in the energy and not let them push you, though, because there's still a long race to go.
I think that's where the race really starts. Right at the firehouse, it gets electric. Everybody's yelling, everybody's cheering everybody on. A lot of families there. A lot of firefighters are off duty there to help out. And we have a lot of music playing, people yelling, really gets people going. My buddies and I, all we do is run the hills. We kind of make it our own. We think it's the hardest part of the whole race, so we try to really make it our thing. Lighten your stride up a little bit, shorten it up, try to conserve a little bit of energy as you're going up the hills, and then just know that your recovery is going to be going down the hills once you get to the top at each one. You got to step it up now, try to hit your paces for each mile, and when you're out there, you want to make sure you're getting something at every single stand. So I like to alternate Gatorade Endurance for one and then water for the next. You get thirsty, you're already way behind. So when the going gets tough, I just think about all those cold, windy mornings that I was out running in January, and now it's April and this is what it was all about.
I think runners in general, when they are training for their first Boston, they think of the Newton Hills as being the absolute hardest part of the race. They're challenging hills. There's 4 big ones, and Heartbreak Hill is obviously the last one, and it's long, and you notice a lot of people around you walking, so the mental piece of it is just kind of draining. You're so tired by that point. So you'll start to notice there'll be a lot of people cheering you on. The whole Boston College is out there cheering for you. They've got all their clappers, so it's really exciting. Plus you have a nice downhill that gets you into Brighton. It doesn't matter how trained you are for the race, you're always gonna hit that wall because it's mental and physical. So when you get to the Newton Hills, I always say, let the hills come to you. Don't speed up them, just kind of roll with them and try to stay consistent.
Mile 24, 25, they're my absolute favorites. The Citgo sign is right there, and that's really your beacon. It is lighting the way for you to hit the finish line. You think you're done, but you're really not. You still have a mile to go, and in some ways, it's the longest mile of the race. Mile 25 is the place where I've seen a lot of people fall apart. You can be really inspiring to them and help them get through. So just like keeping your wits about you, whatever mantra you have, whatever inner strength you have, that's where you're gonna need it. I know for me at mile 25, it was just really about remembering why I was running. For me, I was running for Children's Hospital, love of the city, love of my friends, love of my family, love of running and what it's done for me. And it's those kinds of things that get you through.
The last mile is going to change your life. The crowds, if you have your name on your bib, they're calling out your name constantly. They're cheering you on. Even if you're walking, they're like, you know, you can do it, you can do it. And there's something about that that just sets something off inside your mind that keeps you going. No matter how tired you are, no matter how hungry you are, no matter how thirsty you are, you just keep pushing because you know you're almost there. But when you go under that overpass and then you take the right onto Hereford and that left onto Boylston, it is like the entire world just erupts and the energy is just not comparable to any place else I've ever been. I also run as a guide. It's so awesome and humbling to see these guys go through this. They help me grow, you know, and just watching them just smash through goals, it's pretty awesome. When you cross that finish line, you get that unicorn around your neck, you just accomplished something really huge. You changed your life, man. It's just, run Boston.